not bolted. What holds this on here essentially is one long rod that also holds the coupler, and it's one here, two long rods. It's one here, and then on the outside you've got one here and one here. They go all the way to the other end, and they have bolts on them. Yes.
What I came in looking for was a
original grain. I don't know which one will show it the best, but this certainly when 100 was built in 1906, southern yellow pine in large dimensions of relatively clear and very dense wood was still available. This is the center of the wood, and you can see all the growth rings are very, very tight. What we've replaced the old wood with is supposedly vintage southern yellow pine, but you notice it's not quite as dense. It's certainly more dense than what you would find at your average home improvement store, and it's quite solid. In fact, when Tom Dow was doing the cutting on this, he could smell the resin which was still in the wood, even in the old wood. And this is what made this decay resistant. The southern yellow pine, not to be considered with Maine pine, which is quite soft, is pretty hard. This is very hard. This is less hard, but much better than what was there. This is a replacement tenon, obviously. And one of the things we noticed about this, that wood is not a perfect substance by any means, and it tends to twist with age. And this was twisted immediately. It was twisted before they finished the locomotive. And Laconia Car Company had compensated in order to get the tenons level. They had put them in at an angle so that it lined up with the sill that goes across the end. What Tom Dow has done is he's done that more, especially this one you notice, and so that the tops of all of the sills are level and even, because there's flooring, oak flooring that is nailed all the way across, and it's got to sit solidly. So all of that will tie together, the sill, the rods, the flooring on the top, to make this pretty solid. We're not going to haul any 100-car freight cars, trains behind this, but at least it will be solid enough so that we could haul maybe one if we're gentle with it. So we glued this on top and bottom, and this is soon ready for the bolts to hold it together. And then the next big job is to replace the two side sills. We couldn't afford to replace every one of these, and we probably shouldn't, because we would be getting so far away from the original fabric of the material. But we have decided to replace the two outside ones. This one over here was done, I'm told now, recently, that it was about 45 years ago that it was done here at the museum. I was around, but I had forgotten it was that long ago. This is made with spruce, one long piece of wood. It's a little too thick. They didn't have the means of getting it exactly to the right dimension, and the tenons weren't put on, and there were various other things that meant, even though the wood really hasn't rotted at all, it wasn't appropriate. So we will replace sill number 8, this one over here,